In this video, we will be creating the three most commonly used charts: trend lines, bar charts, and donut chart. Okay. So when you create these charts in Excel, there is a prerequisite, and that is you need to prepare the data in a certain way. So in order to create a trend chart, so you can see like I have arranged my sales data in a pivot table. Okay, so how to do it? Like if you haven't seen the previous video in the playlist, please go through it, like where we have discussed how to create a pivot table. What is the use case to create this trend line? So we want to see region wise sales trend, right? So in order to do that, what you need to do is you just need to select this table, okay, and ignore the grand total, right? You don't need the grand total, you just need these values, okay, because you want to plot the sales aggregation for each of these months for each of the region, right? You select the table, you go to insert. In this option you are going to find trend line. Okay, so you have different options, you will see the description. Okay, for this video we will go with the basic one, right? You can simply select it, and here you have your trend line. Okay, now if you want to change the chart title, you can double click it, right, to do the basic formatting. For example, you want to change the chart title, I'll call it region wise sales trend. Okay, and there you go. You can do some beautification as well. You can fill it with, let's say, and the font I'll be using a white one so that it pops out, right? You can see it looks much better now, right? And even if you want to change the color, right, of the legends, right, you can select again, you can select the legend, and you can do a similar kind of formatting by going to the series. For example, here you have this violet and blue looks kind of identical, like if you don't look at it very closely. So in that case I'll be changing one of those. So my violet is west, I'll go to west, right? And in the outline color I'll select something that will be distinct than the rest. So let's say I'll pick this green. Okay, the second most common chart is donut chart. Okay, donut is another, you can say it belongs to the pie chart family, right? So in order to do that, so we can, instead of using a pivot table this time, we will be using group by. Like you can use pivot as well, but this is another option which is going to save you some time, right, for quick aggregations. So this is the syntax. You can see, right, how we can do is you start with the group by function, then you have to select the partition, right? I want to aggregate by segment, so I will select it. Then I want to select which array I want to aggregate based on this segment partition, right? So I'll be selecting the second column, which is the sales column. Okay, and the final argument that you need to pass is what kind of function you want to use to aggregate. So in this case we will be using sum. I'll just write sum, close the bracket, hit enter, and you have your aggregated table. Okay, now in order to plot the pie chart or donut chart, what I'll do is I'll again select these values. Okay, I won't be selecting the total, I don't need it. I'll just select these values, and then I'm going to select either the pie or the donut chart. Okay, there you go, right? Now let's say again you can do some formatting here as well. The chart is selected, I can go to format, right? And if needed, I can again, just like we did earlier for trend line, we can do similar things here. Okay, and if you, even if you want to alter or modify the size a bit. For example, this hole looks way bigger than you actually need, so you can just change it to, maybe I'll make it to 40%, and there you go. The use case for creating this bar chart is, the business question is region wise sales versus profit that we need to present, right? Bar chart is a good option for this kind of presentation. Okay, but if you see, we now have profit as well. So earlier in Doughnut we just had sales. For this particular data set we have profit along with sales. Okay, so it's going to be kind of a side by side bar chart, right, where we plot both sales and profit for each region. Okay, so now let's first prepare the data. Okay, here as well we are going to use group by function, but you can see there is a slight change in the syntax because we are now considering two columns that are to be aggregated. Okay, so group by function, then you have to specify the partition array, right, and then you have to specify h stack, and then you specify the array that need to be aggregated, right, and you can separate it out by a comma because we have two columns that need to be aggregated, right? Similarly, you have to specify the functions, right? In our case we are using sum for both the columns, right? So it's gonna be sum comma sum inside each stack. Okay, let's close the bracket, and there you go. Right, now let's plot the bar chart. I'll be selecting this table. I'll go to insert, and I'll be selecting this. In Excel they call it clustered column chart. So this is what we are going to select. You can make it horizontal as well. Okay, let's do this one. Okay, there you go. Right, similar formatting you can do like we did for the previous charts, and you can even go beyond, right? Get your imagination wild and try to make it as much presentable as possible. And once you are done with your charts, let's say you have to put it in a dashboard, you can easily copy these things from the sheet. You can create a new sheet, right, and you can just simply paste these things, and you can have create a dashboard to be presented.